didn't make it yet. I hope soon they will arrive. Professor David Newman, the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. Professor Uri Ehrlich, Chair of the Department of Jewish Thought. Georgie Chajes, my partner in the organization of this workshop. Conference participants and colleagues and guests, I'm very happy to welcome you all to the workshop. I'm especially delighted to welcome the guests from abroad. And we have guests, most of them, not all of them arrived, but we have guests from the United States and from Japan and from Sri Lanka, who will arrive later, and from Austria and from Denmark, Holland, Marco, and Greece, Italy, England, and Switzerland. I would have liked to welcome the participants, the Israeli participants, but I'm afraid that almost apart from Shimon and Tomer, they're still on their way, and I'm very happy that we have representatives from all the Israeli universities, from the Hebrew University in Bar Ilan, in Tel Aviv, Haifa, and Ben-Gurion University. I hope that later we will also have members of the Theosophical Society and the Anthroposophical Society that, as said, they will come, and I guess they're stuck either on the buses from Jerusalem or the train from Tel Aviv. I would like to first invite Professor David Newman, Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Boaz, thank you. Boker Tov to everybody. You know, we in Beer-Sheva, we have a problem always trying to sell Beer-Sheva as a city when you've got Jerusalem and you've got Tel Aviv. And, well, you can say that whenever there's storms or snow in Israel, this is the best place to have a conference, providing you make it here, maybe the night before. But I know, for instance, the Hebrew University has been shut since yesterday morning. They're thinking of opening today at 12 o'clock, right? Yeah. Now, I've got to be there for a meeting later today, so I hope I get there okay. But anyway, so and here, beautiful sun, what storms, what snow, but and as they say, it happens only once every few years. I have to be very honest. I mean, I don't need to make this comment, but I will and say that, I mean, my English is reasonably good, and I had to, when I looked at the various lectures at this conference, I also know something about religion and theology, but I had to look up a few of the words in the dictionary to make sure I knew exactly what was going on here. But as I understand, I've been told that in the area of theosophy and related topics, we certainly have one of the experts, not just in Israel but internationally, here at Boaz, and I don't know you so well, but I understand that if you're partners in this, then you must be just as good an expert. Yeah, even better. Yeah, and I think it's, you know, yet again to the credit of the really excellent Department of Jewish Philosophy and Thought that we have in this university, which has some of the top scholars and gets some of the top doctoral students in here in various aspects of Jewish thought and philosophy, and the fact that, of course, that this conference is funded mostly by the Israel Science Foundation. Those of you from abroad may or may not know, you know, this is the Israel Academy, and one in only every so many submissions are funded for international symposia, and you have to really be top quality to get this approved. On top of that, of course, it's also supported by the GOLDSTEIN Center, which operates within the Department of Jewish Philosophy, and this is a center which does a great deal in promoting research students, grants, and so on for top research in the wider area. So I really want to, you know, thank Boaz. I want to thank the department. I want to thank the center. And obviously the ISF for bringing you all together. It's not easy these days to bring together a group of 20 or 30 scholars from around the world for all sorts of reasons. Some of them not necessarily related to academia. But I think everyone who does come agrees that, you know, good scientific research, when you find the right partners, then all of the other issues, however important or not important they may be to your own personal thinking, about society, about politics, but when you get the right scientific collaboration, the right scientific colleagues, that's what really counts when it comes to inter-university cooperation. I know because I've done a lot of work on behalf of Israel's universities in the UK against all this issue of boycott, and I know that when I come and speak to principals of UK universities, they say that what they're really interested in, they're not interested in the political issues, they're interested that their researchers in their universities should find the top people to collaborate with in all sorts of areas of research and science, ranging from medicine to the humanities and everything in between. And it goes without saying, even if it sounds a bit like we're blowing our own trumpet, that here in Israel 7 universities, and the 5 universities that have humanities and theology departments, or Jewish thought departments, we have some of the top scholars in the world, certainly as equal to anything else going on in Western Europe and North America. And I'm sure that without even knowing personally any of you guests from around the world, I'm sure that's the reason why you're here and why you agreed to come to the conference organised by the department. So I want to thank Boaz for organising this conference. I want to thank you for coming to Israel at this time of year. I want to thank you for being in Israel and getting to Beer-Sheva through the storms and the ice and the snow. And I hope you have a very successful and interesting day's conference.
Thank you very much. And Professor Uri Ehrlich, Chair of the Department of Jewish Thought.
After David, it's hard to talk more, but I have to say my part. So I also welcome you for coming from near and from far, from Israel and from abroad. Welcome to our university and our department. We are very happy and grateful to have Boaz with us, that organizes all kinds of conferences and have a lot of connections in Israel and abroad, and making ability for this workshop to be in our university. We are very grateful. And I would like to thank Boaz and also Julie for making this workshop, and also to Asher Binyamin for the administrative organizer, and I'm sure he will meet all your needs. So I wish you very fruitful discussions and successful workshop. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Uri. Thank you, David.
Welcome, everybody. I said, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to say welcome to such a wonderful and very impressive delegation of people, scholars from, actually, I can say all over the world, almost. Europe, US, Japan, Sri Lanka. So, first of all, congratulations, Boaz, because I don't know whether you know, but the funding, part of the funding of this conference is by the Israeli Science Foundation. There is a special fund for workshop, and it's a very competitive one. So the fact that you won this...
we all won.
Yeah. means that this is a very, what they consider a very important gathering, and I congratulate you on that, Boaz. First of all, I'm very jealous. Or let's say, I'm a bit, what can I say, humbled by the fact that I'm not very well acquainted with the topics of what you are dealing. My background is in medicine, and we're very much focused in a way, squared. So I'm very jealous of the opportunity, for people to sit together and think. And when I thought about this event, I recalled once, somehow, I don't know how, I got to read, I don't even remember what it was, but it said that the Bible, the Torah, is an esoteric material. Is it?
Well, according to the Theosophical Society,
So I was really intrigued by that, you know. This book, I remember at the time to see what's esoteric material, and I don't even remember all I had. But anyway, it just comes to tell you that that calls being a scholar and spiritual matters and thinking and you know, creating all kinds of ideas, maybe new paradigms. It has no boundaries. It is totally apolitical. Politics should never come into the academic discourse. We are about research, about expanding and increasing the world knowledge wherever, creating new knowledge, and there is no reason, and I hope it won't happen, that politics will somehow intervene and decide for us how we have or how we should do it and whether we should do it or not, and with whom we should do it. And I'm very happy to see people coming from really all over just to be here and think and maybe come up with new insights, ideas, new knowledge about the truth. Right? I mean, this is in a way a quest for the truth. And this is, what can I say? Again, I'm jealous because I would like very much to take some time off and be able to be exposed to something which is totally new for me and very, again, very, very intriguing. So I want to wish you a wonderful workshop, a great stay here. You came right on time because the weather is going to be a bit cold, but very, very beautiful. Nothing, nothing like the storm we had 3 or 4 days ago. And I urge you, when you have the time off, when Boaz let you, go out of this room, just go around the campus, which is, I think, very objectively a wonderful, beautiful campus. Just bear in mind that below the grass that you see, it is a desert. It's a dry land. And in a way, this is an oasis. So this is a university that was created with a governmental mandate to spearhead the development of the whole region and to make the dry land bloom. So the beginning of the university was around, how to make the food out of dry land, how to look for water, how to use the solar energy, etc. But in the same breath, at the same time, since it was created in the vision of David Ben-Gurion, the founder of this state, he started with taking care of the spirit, the culture, and humanities as well. So in fact, this is there are only 2 comprehensive universities in Israel that were everything: science, technology, meaning engineering, health, and humanities and social sciences. It's Tel Aviv and us. Otherwise, all the other lack this or the other. So I'm very happy that this workshop is about humanities. It's about, I would say, the core of humanities. And thank you very much, Boaz, for taking the time to write the proposal and to get the funding. And as a university, we're happy to put a little bit of our resources as well. Thank you very much and have a wonderful time here in Beer-Sheva, Ben-Gurion, Israel. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.